Friends, Interstellar is considered one of the greatest science fiction films ever made, but many people fail to fully understand it because the movie uses several complex scientific concepts. So today, we will explain this film in simple and easy words, step by step. The main character of the movie is Cooper. He was once a skilled NASA pilot, but now he works as a corn farmer. The reason for this change is shocking. The world no longer needs engineers or scientists. Instead, it desperately needs farmers. At this time, Earth is in terrible condition. Food shortages are everywhere. Many crops have completely stopped growing. Wheat disappeared 7 years ago, and now corn is the last major crop left. That is why Cooper has turned to farming. Cooper lives with his father-in-law, his son Tom, and his daughter Murph. Murph is extremely intelligent and curious. In her bedroom, there is a bookshelf where something strange keeps happening. Books fall on their own without anyone touching them. Murph believes her room is haunted by a ghost. Cooper, however, tells her that ghosts do not exist. Murph responds by saying that sometimes she feels the ghost might actually be Cooper himself. Cooper tells Murph that instead of being afraid, she should observe and record everything unusual and try to understand why it is happening. At this time, massive dust storms have become a normal part of life on Earth. During one such storm, Cooper enters Murph's room to seal it from dust. That is when he notices something unusual. The dust on the floor has formed perfect straight lines in a specific pattern. For the first time, Cooper realizes that this is not a ghost. Instead, someone is using gravity to send a message. Cooper spends the entire night studying the pattern and trying to decode it. Eventually, he understands that the pattern represents a binary code. Binary code is a system of communication commonly used by machines and computers. Unlike normal language that uses letters, binary uses only ones and zeros. In this pattern, thick lines represent 1 and thin lines represent 0. When Cooper decodes the message, he discovers that it contains geographic coordinates. Curious, Cooper follows the coordinates and reaches a secret location, a hidden NASA facility. There, he meets Professor Brand and his daughter Amelia Brand. Cooper and Professor Brand once worked together at NASA. Professor Brand explains the harsh truth. Earth is no longer suitable for human survival. The environment is collapsing, plants are dying, and soon the planet will become completely barren. Cooper asks an important question. Can't science save Earth? Can't we fix the environment? Professor Brand replies that saving Earth is no longer possible. If humanity wants to survive, it must leave the planet and settle somewhere else. Cooper argues that there is no nearby planet where humans could survive. A habitable planet is one that has conditions similar to Earth: breathable air, water, and suitable gravity. Professor Brand then reveals a shocking secret. An advanced civilization or higher dimensional beings are secretly helping humanity. 48 years ago, they placed a wormhole near Saturn. Using this wormhole, humans can travel vast cosmic distances in a very short time and reach another galaxy to search for a new home. Before continuing the story, let's briefly understand what a wormhole is. We live in the Milky Way galaxy, which contains billions of stars and planets. Beyond it, there are countless other galaxies. The problem is distance. Traveling between galaxies using normal space travel would take millions of years. This is where Einstein's wormhole concept comes in. Imagine a flat piece of paper. Point A is on one side and point B is far away. Normally, you must travel the entire distance, but if you fold the paper, point A and point B come close together. A wormhole works the same way. It creates a shortcut through space and time. Returning to the movie, Professor brails Cooper about the spaceship Endurance, which has enough fuel to pass through the wormhole and reach another galaxy. He also explains that 13 astronauts were sent through the wormhole years ago to search for habitable planets. Each astronaut was assigned a planet and given a beacon. If a planet was suitable for humans, the astronaut would activate the beacon. NASA cannot communicate directly with the other side of the wormhole, so the beacons are the only signal they can detect. Professor Brand reveals that NASA has been receiving signals from 3 beacons, meaning 3 potentially habitable planets have been found. Finally, Professor Brand explains the true objective of the Endurance mission. A team of astronauts is selected to travel through the wormhole and visit all 3 planets to determine which one is the most suitable for human life. a planet where air, water, and gravity exist in balanced conditions. Professor Brand explains that if a habitable planet is found, humanity has two survival plans. Plan A, saving everyone on Earth. Professor Brand has been working for many years on a highly advanced scientific equation. If this equation is solved, humans can use anti-gravity technology to lift an enormous spacecraft off Earth. The place where Cooper is standing is not just a research facility, it is actually that giant spacecraft itself. The problem is its massive weight. Earth's gravity is too strong, making launch impossible. However, if the equation is completed, anti-gravity would allow the spacecraft to fly, carrying all remaining humans from Earth to the new planet, saving the entire human population at once. Professor Brand strongly believes that while the astronauts search for a new planet, he will successfully finish the equation. Plan B, restarting humanity. If Plan A fails and the equation is never solved, there is a backup plan. Along with the astronauts, NASA will send thousands of fertilized human embryos, each containing DNA from people across different regions of Earth. If a habitable planet is found, these embryos will be used to recreate the human race from scratch. In simple terms, the natural process that normally happens inside a mother's womb would instead take place artificially, ensuring that humanity never goes extinct. Cooper joins the mission. Since Cooper was once NASA's finest pilot, Professor Brand asks him to join the mission. Understanding the importance of saving humanity, Cooper agrees. However, his daughter Murph becomes extremely upset. She knows how dangerous this mission is and fears her father may never return. Cooper explains that his decision is not just for himself, but for the future of the entire world. That night, Murph carefully studies the gravity lines near her bookshelf, hoping to find another hidden message. The next morning, before Cooper leaves, Murph tells him she has decoded the message. The message says only one word: stay. Murph desperately tries to stop her father, but Cooper still leaves. Journey to space. Cooper launches into space aboard a rocket. Along with him is Amelia Brand, Professor Brand's daughter. Two more crew members, Doyle and Romilly, join the mission, just along with two advanced AI robots named TARS and Case. Once in orbit, their shuttle connects with the main spacecraft, Endurance, and the team begins traveling toward Saturn, where the wormhole is located. Passing through the wormhole, they arrive near a massive black hole named Gargantua. The three candidate planets orbit close to this black hole, which is why their signals were detected. Miller's planet and time dilation. The team decides to visit Miller's planet first, where astronaut Miller's beacon signal is coming from. This planet is extremely close to the black hole, introducing the concept of time dilation. Near a black hole, time moves much more slowly compared to Earth. This means that 1 hour on Miller's planet equals 7 years on Earth. Because of this, Cooper insists they spend no more than 1 hour on the planet. Every extra minute would cost him years of his children's lives. Cooper, Amelia, and Doyle land on the planet using a smaller spacecraft, while Romilly stays behind on Endurance. Disaster on Miller's planet. After landing, they realize the planet is completely covered in shallow water. There are no signs of life, making it unsuitable for humans. They discover the wreckage of Miller's ship and realize the beacon had only transmitted for a few hours. But due to time dilation, NASA received the signal for years. Suddenly, they encounter massive tidal waves, each as tall as mountains. During the chaos, Doyle is killed and water floods their spacecraft. Instead of 1 hour, they are forced to remain on the planet for 3 hours. When Cooper and Amelia finally return to Endurance, they are shocked. Romilly has aged 23 years. He tells them he believed they were dead and spent decades alone, waiting. During that time, countless video messages from Earth arrived. As Cooper watches messages from his children, he breaks down emotionally. His son Tom is now an adult, married, and has children of his own. His daughter Murph has grown up and is now the same age as Cooper. Murph has become a scientist and is working alongside Professor Brand on the same equation Cooper left behind. This scene is one of the most emotional moments in the movie. Murph is angry and heartbroken because her father still hasn't returned after all these years. After returning to the Endurance spacecraft, Cooper realizes that over the years, a large amount of fuel has already been consumed. Because of this, they now have only enough fuel to visit one more planet out of the remaining two. After long discussions, the team decides to travel to Man's planet, named after astronaut Dr. Mann. Man's planet is located farther away from the black hole, which means time dilation is not a major concern there. This makes it a safer option. When they land on the planet, they find Dr. Cry, man asleep inside a deep sleep chamber. Deep sleep chambers are advanced futuristic machines that allow humans to survive for extremely long periods by keeping the body in a controlled hibernation state. They wake Dr. Mann, and he tells them that although the planet has some difficulties, it is still suitable for human survival. At the same time, Cooper receives another video message from Murph on Earth. Murph reveals a heartbreaking truth. Before his death, Professor Brand admitted that Plan A was never real. The equation he was working on was impossible to solve because it required quantum gravity data that could only be obtained from inside a black hole. This means that Earth's population can never be saved. Plan B is the only remaining option. Murph angrily blames Cooper for leaving her behind on a dying planet. Despite her pain, she continues trying to solve the equation, refusing to give up completely. This revelation deeply breaks Cooper. He decides that he wants to return to Earth, no matter what, because he wants to see his daughter again. Romilly suggests one final idea. On their way back, Cooper should pass close to the black hole and send the robot TARS inside it. This way, they could collect the quantum gravity data needed to complete the equation. Additionally, passing near the black hole would increase the ship's speed using a technique called a gravitational slingshot. A gravitational slingshot is a method where a spacecraft gains speed by using the gravitational force of a massive object like a planet or black hole. However, there is a serious risk. The closer Cooper goes to the black hole, the more time will pass on Earth, something Cooper desperately wants to avoid. And he still hopes that Plan A might somehow succeed if he can deliver the gravity data back to Earth. While discussing their plan, the team notices that Dr. Mann's robot, Kip, has been completely dismantled. They question Mann about this, since the robot was meant to send accurate data back to NASA. Mann claims the robot malfunctioned and started sending incorrect readings, so he shut it down. Initially, they believe him, but after exploring the planet further, the truth is revealed. Mann had lied to NASA. This planet is not habitable at all. Mann falsified the data and activated the beacon only to save himself, knowing that someone would eventually come to rescue him. He even disabled his robot because it was sending honest information. When confronted, Mann attacks Cooper, trying to kill him. During this chaos, Romilly is killed. Mann escapes using his lander and heads toward the Endurance spacecraft. He knows that only a large ship can take him far enough to survive. Meanwhile, Cooper and Amelia also rush toward Endurance in their own lander. Mann reaches Endurance first and attempts to dock manually, something he is not trained to do. The docking fails, causing a massive explosion that kills Mann and severely damages Endurance, throwing it off course. After an intense struggle, Cooper successfully docks with the spinning Endurance and stabilizes it. But then he realizes something terrifying. The damaged spacecraft is being pulled toward the black hole. If nothing is done, Endurance will be destroyed. Plan A is already dead, so Cooper decides that Plan B must succeed at any cost. He calculates a risky maneuver, using a gravitational slingshot to send Endurance toward Edmund's planet, the third and final planet where another beacon signal is coming from. Returning to Earth is no longer possible. However, Endurance is too heavy. To make the maneuver work, Cooper detaches his lander along with TARS, sacrificing himself. Now, Amelia is alone aboard Endurance, responsible for ensuring the survival of humanity. Endurance begins its journey toward Edmund's planet, while Cooper slowly falls into the black hole. Inside the black hole, according to real-world science, anything that enters a black hole is destroyed instantly. Nothing can escape. But the movie presents a different idea. Cooper first sends TARS into the black hole to collect the required data. As soon as TARS crosses the event horizon, communication is lost. Then Cooper himself falls into the black hole. Instead of dying, he enters a strange structure called a tesseract. A tesseract is a higher dimensional space where time exists as a physical dimension. Here, Cooper can see moments from the past and future, all at once. He realizes that time can be observed, navigated, and interacted with in this dimension. Inside the tesseract, Cooper looks into the room from his past. Murph's bedroom, the same place where his daughter once believed a ghost lived. By now, Cooper understands how the tesseract works. He can see multiple timelines of the same room, some from the past, some from the future. Cooper desperately wants to send a message to his daughter in the past, asking her to stop him from leaving. But the question is, how can he communicate across time and dimensions? Then Cooper realizes something important. Gravity is the only force that can travel between different dimensions. Using gravity, Cooper pushes the books off the shelf. This moment connects directly to the opening scene of the movie. Cooper tries to send Murph a message that says stay, warning her to stop him from going to NASA. Later, when dust fills the room during the storm, Cooper again uses gravity to create a binary pattern, sending Murph the coordinates of NASA's secret base. This is the same message Cooper decoded at the beginning of the film. The truth is revealed. The ghost Murph believed in as a child was actually her father from the future. The most important data. At this moment, the robot TARS informs Cooper that it has successfully collected the quantum gravity data from inside the black hole, the missing piece required to solve Professor Brand's equation. With this data, Plan A becomes possible again, meaning all humans on Earth can still be saved. TARS transfers the data to Cooper. But there is one final challenge. How does Cooper send this information to Murph? Sending the data through time. Cooper moves to a future timeline inside the Tesseract, where Murph is now an adult scientist working at NASA. In her hand is the watch Cooper gave her before leaving Earth. Using gravity, Cooper manipulates the movement of the watch's second hand, encoding the black hole data into binary signals. When Murph notices the strange movement of the watch, she immediately understands. She realizes that her father is communicating with her through time. Using the data from the watch, Murph finally solves the equation. With the equation completed, scientists unlock anti-gravity technology. Massive space stations are lifted off Earth, and all remaining humans are relocated into space, saving humanity through Plan A. The mission succeeds. As soon as Cooper completes his task, the Tesseract collapses. Since it exists inside the black hole, time there moves extremely slowly. 1 minute for Cooper equals more than 50 years on Earth. Cooper wakes up. Cooper is rescued by astronauts. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself inside a huge space station where humans now live comfortably with artificial gravity. The station is called Cooper Station. At first, Cooper believes it is named after him, but he later learns the truth. The station is named after Murph Cooper because she is the one who solved the equation and saved humanity. Father and daughter reunite. Cooper finally meets Murph. She is now very old. According to Earth's timeline, Cooper is about 125 years old, but because of time dilation, he has only aged a few years. Murph tells him that there is nothing left for him on this station. His family has moved on. She urges him not to stay and instead follow his heart. One last journey. Cooper steals a spacecraft and sets off toward the third planet, Edmund's planet, where Amelia Brand was sent earlier. In the final scene, Amelia successfully lands on the planet. It appears habitable with breathable air and suitable conditions. Her mission is to begin rebuilding humanity, using the embryos from Plan B. Whether Cooper ever reunites with Amelia is never shown. The movie ends here. The biggest question, who were they? Throughout the movie, mysterious beings help humanity by creating a wormhole near Saturn, building the Tesseract, allowing Cooper to manipulate time using gravity. The film reveals the truth. They were not aliens. They were future humans. Humanity evolved so far that it learned to control space, time, and dimensions. Future humans saved their own past to ensure their existence. This creates a time paradox. If humans weren't saved in the past, how could future humans exist to save them? The movie never answers this directly, and that is what makes Interstellar so powerful. What do you think? Is time a closed loop? Did humanity always save itself? Tell your theory in the comments. If you enjoyed this explanation, don't forget to like and subscribe.